I'm Mary Hartman. I am the founder and CEO of StableFeed. I started this company almost 7 years ago now for the love of my own horse. I was a horse owner who was incredibly frustrated because it seemed like every time I was turning around, I was calling the vet and I was trying this medication or that medication or a bunch of different supplements to try to help my daughter's horse feel better, and nothing was working. And I just tired of it and said, I think I can do better. Went into a deep dive in the NIH databases and veterinary journals and came up with some chia supplements, and as it turned out, they worked beautifully. StableFeed was born. Animals have always had a profound impact on my life. From the time I was a small child, I just was attracted to animals. I loved them. It didn't matter what it was. And that love for animals translated to dogs and cats and animals that at that point in my life we couldn't afford, which was a horse. Somehow people who love horses are just born loving horses. And I always wanted one, and it wasn't until it was much later in my life, almost my 50s, when I was able to finally have my own horse. The journey with my horse isn't just about riding. It wasn't just about learning that. It was about what is it like to have a relationship with a horse. Horses are so smart, they're so sensitive, and there are just so many things they can teach us. So I really enjoy the relationship part, and I'd already established that with this mare. Oh my gosh, my relationship with Montreal. So I have a 19-year-old 15-hand German riding pony. When I got the news that my dad had advanced pancreatic cancer, I was in the car, I was on the way home from Kentucky. I parked the trailer, didn't even unload the trailer, and my first thought was, I need to go tell Montreal. I need to go be with Montreal. I just need to hang on his neck, and I just need to hug him. One of the big motivations for doing this, again, with the feed and everything, was my own horse. I want to have him with me for a very, very long time, and I want to have him with me feeling good. I don't want him to feel sick. So why did I decide to create a feed product? I had a supplement line that was really doing great. It did great things for horses, and it was never about making money. I didn't ever intend to start a business. It just sort of happened to me. But it occurred to me one night, just if I can do this with a supplement, if I can have somebody feed it one scoop of a chia supplement to a horse and it will clear a sarcoid off of that horse's skin or clear a severe upper respiratory issue, what can I do if I create a feed? And what does that look like? So I'm often asked how I made the decision to create this feed. Why is it so different? I created the feed with two things in mind. One is, what does a horse need? And I mean need for optimal nutrition. I didn't look at minimums. I didn't look at minimums for vitamin A or vitamin E or proteins. I looked at what a performing horse needs. And that's how I began the formulation. So the pellet in the feed is really nutrient dense. It's 76.4% bioavailable nutrition, and it covers everything the horse needs. The other really important part is the microbiome. Our feed, my feed, has organic leafy material, which includes roots and bark and flowers and herbs and berries, and it changes seasonally because the bacteria in the microbiome need different types of fibrous material and different types of undigestible organic and plant materials in order to thrive. So if we're going to feed the horse, I really think we should look at feeding the horse the same way we look at riding a horse, and that is from back to front. I'm so grateful to all the horse owners. I'm grateful to all the people who've supported me. I've got great staff at StableFeed. We now have 7 people who work for us. Everybody is really dedicated to what we do, and what we do is make horses better, and we're always looking for ways to improve what we do. So when I first started down the journey to create the feed, I talked to a really talented rider, really beautiful person. I made the comment that it was disappointing to me that we had processed food that we were paying for that was made from toxic garbage. And the comment that came back to me was, well, that's not as bad as feed that's processed at a mill where they might use rumensin or momensin in cattle, because that's immediately toxic to horses. Why are those my choices? You can kill your horse right away, or you can do it long term. Pick your poison. Literally, pick your poison. So I decided to abandon both. I'm not picking a poison, I'm just going to feed food. And we'll see how that goes. And it turns out it works great.